Women politicians told to shun politics of bitterness. Eminent Nigerians donate for the realization of Udom Emmanuel's governorship ambition. State Advisory Council of Prerogative of Mercy Partners presents authorities on areas of mutual interest. Details shortly. Good morning. I guess you had a good night rest. Welcome to Channel 45 News at Dawn. I am Akaninyene Ukwo. The wife of the state governor, Mrs. Ekaitu Noma Akpabio, has charged women politicians to avoid politics of rancor and bitterness, but rather vote for people that will have the interest of women at heart. Mrs. Akpabio gave the charge during her mobilization of women on the forthcoming general elections. Eyarenopo reports that the First Lady in her entourage visited Uran, Ibionibum, Itu, and Uyo local government areas. The story is here presented.
Lady Valerie Ebe, wife of the PDP flag bearer, Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel, and women PDP stakeholders. The First Lady's port of call was Uran local government. At Uran, the team was received by the chairman of the local government, Tony Akan, Commissioner for Transport, Prince Godwin Toure, Mbong Iban, and political groups who all affirmed their support to PDP.
I want to assure you, this particular visit and this time, your hope will never be dashed. We shall never PDP by over.
The governor's wife, Mrs. Akpabio, lauded the women for the large turnout, even under the rains, and assured them of empowerment and more dividends of democracy in Udom's administration, if voted into power. From Uran, the First Lady moved to Ibionibum local government, where a rousing welcome by cultural troops and women thrilled them. After the fanfare, the chairman of Itu local government, his wife of Uyo senatorial candidate Nkiru Basi Albert, wife of paramount ruler, told the governor's wife that her work and that of her husband in the area has campaigned for them, adding that Ibionibum will vote President Jonathan Udom, Oba, and other candidates of the PDP.
For a clear understanding of why Ibionibum women and indeed the entire people of Ibionibum will return PDP for Akwa Ibom State.
Mrs. Ekaitu Noma Akpabio also presented the wife of the state governorship hopeful, Mrs. Martha Udom, to the women of Ibionibum, advising them to vote for Udom Emmanuel as well as other PDP candidates. The team left Ibionibum to Itu local government, where women groups, chairman of council and wife, cultural display, and a cross-section of Itu women welcomed their august visitors with shouts of joy and dance steps. After the presentation of Martha Udom to the people by the governor's wife, the stakeholders in Itu pledged to vote PDP 100%.
When we say welcome, we'll celebrate PDP. You will give to Her Excellency what shall come to ask us for. You will give mostly to the matter of the moment.
Uyo local government was the final port of call for the campaign train of Mrs. Akpabio. At Akwa Ibom Hall, venue of the rally was filled to capacity by women, professionals, political groups, and women from the barracks. The Commissioner for Environment, Prince Inobowa, and wife, Chairman of Uyo, Prince Ekrete Ekpeyong, his deputy, Mrs. Roberta Aidet, the Deputy Governor, Lady Valerie Ebe, and women leaders said never again will Uyo play opposition. The speakers promised that Uyo will vote PDP on the 28th March and 11th April polls.
So I'm going to general my business. I've got a general unit. So I'm not a general, a general. Go PDP, I can okay, my politics. PDP, so that we are a year of government. Never again will we go to opposition.
But the only thing I have to say is that I am happy that when people are going the right way, you follow them. What's the Bible is the same. Udo Emmanuel is a son. Jonathan is a son.
In all the local government areas visited, Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel promised women empowerment, development, and enjoined women to vote for her husband to take the state to the next level.
The good work that our fathers have started, that good work will continue. If in 8 years he has made you to be like this, can you imagine how another 8 years by the grace of God?
The women of Oran, Ibionibum, Itu, and Uyo presented gifts to the First Lady, while Mrs. Akpabio and her entourage danced with women.
Eminent Nigerians have come out in their numbers to make financial commitment to the governorship ambition of Mr. Udom Emmanuel. The event, powered by Akwa Ibom professionals in Lagos, held at the Civic Center, Victoria Island, Lagos, and attracted several key players in the corporate Nigeria and prominent Akwa Ibom businessmen and women. They assembled to declare their support to the gubernatorial ambition of Deacon Udom Gabriel Emmanuel. The story is here presented.
Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Emmanuel, who was surprised at the success of the ceremony, took time to present his blueprints of development through PowerPoints, his plans to further transform Akwa Ibom State through a 5-point agenda which will place the state as one of the best managed in the country. He highlighted job creation, wealth generation, manpower development, industrialization, and agricultural renaissance. Education and sports development are some of the areas that will receive the attention of his administration. Udom Emmanuel intimated the gathering that PDP provided the best form of governance in the country and solicited the support for President Goodluck Jonathan and other PDP candidates in the forthcoming elections. He advised the professionals to take advantage of the potentials in Akwa Ibom to come and invest in the state, assuring that despite the alarm created in the country by the dwindling oil prices in the global markets, he was undaunted as he has fashioned alternative means of wealth creation for his states.
The experience of Udom Moses for 2015 is an experience that history might not repeat a long time in this country. It's actually built on total trust, built on the hope and the future of our children.
Christened An Evening with Udom Emmanuel, the ceremony was chaired by the chairman of Etisalat Nigeria, Hakim Bello Sage, who recommended the qualities of the Akwa Ibom State governorship hopeful and commended organizers for putting together the events. In his speech, Governor Godswill Akpabio, whose message was delivered by the Secretary to the State Government, Engineer Nkeruwum Ekanem, said his administration has not relented on its promises to meet the needs of the people and opined that his potential successor, who shares his vision of passionate development of the state, will justify the confidence in him.
We trust in his competence, we have full faith in his ability to deliver. We have full trust that he will fulfill all promises he has made to you.
A former governor of Cross River State, Mr. Donald Duke, expressed the hope that Mr. Emmanuel will not only win in the April 11 polls, but also have the needed experience to move Akwa Ibom State to the next level. The event featured an interactive session with the governorship hopeful, moderated by the executive director of ExxonMobil, Mr. Udom Inoyo, as well as donations in support of his election. Former Chief of Air Staff, Air Commodore Nsika Irwok, Senators Effiong Bob, Udoma, Professor Akpanekpo, Mr. Bath Ebong were among the notable people at the ceremony, which attracted the who is who in corporate Nigeria.
The State Advisory Council on Prerogative of Mercy has visited the State Controller of Prisons in our office in Uyo. According to the Chairman, Barrister Cosmos Udoite, the visit is to interact with the prisons authorities on areas of common interest, since the Council's mandate revolves around the prison's establishment. Livingstone Daniel reports.
Barrister Udoite, accompanied by other board members, said they were also in the office to formally welcome the controller to the state. He reminded his host that the council was established by Edict Number 3 of 1988. The law, he noted, is now in Cap 6, Volume 1 of Akwa Ibom State Laws 2000, with the sole function to advise the governor on the exercise of his constitutional power or prerogative of mercy in favor of some convicted prisoners. Condition to merit consideration for pardon by the governor. Barrister Udoite said the prisoner must be remorseful, must have stayed long in prison vis-a-vis the terms of imprisonment. For condemned or life prisoners, they must have served a minimum of 25 years, must be very old, a minimum of 65 years, or terminally ill, as well as willingness of his or her family to accept the prisoner back. For committal of death sentence to life imprisonment, the chairman of the council said the prisoner must have served a minimum of 5 years in jail. The chairman of the State Advisory Council on Prerogative of Mercy, Barrister Cosmos Udoite, noted that the board has treated 80 cases, out of which 45 were recommended to the governor for either grants of outright pardon or committal of their death sentence to life imprisonment. The governor, he noted, recently approved and accepted 8 of the cases recommended for outright pardon and 6 of those recommended for committal of their death sentence to life imprisonment, and pledged the governor's commitment to continue to exercise his constitutional power.
The council is established pursuant to Section 212, Sub 2 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which directs each state in the country to establish the agency to advise the governor in the exercise of the constitutional power of prerogative of mercy in favor of some convicted prisoners.
Responding, the State Controller of Prisons, Dr. Regina Akpan, commended members of the council for working assiduously to identify prisoners who are qualified to be recommended for pardon by the governor, noting that without occasional pardon, the work of reformation will be a difficult task. She pledged her commitment to release all documents needed by the council for effective discharge of their mandate.
So we used to have good conduct, remorsefulness, and industry as very high level of priorities for the release of inmates. So I thank God that something happened this year. I think I'm blessed, or I brought the blessing.
Livingstone Daniel, rape.
While Catholics, Anglicans and Lutherans worldwide celebrated the feast of St. Patrick, the foremost patron saint of Ireland, Old Boys of the St. Patrick's College, Ikoransa Calabar, residents in New York, commemorated the day with a solemn mass at St. John's Catholic Parish, Enyongwa. The story is here presented.
The commemorative mass had in attendance alumni of the St. Patrick's College, Ikoransa Calabar, who turned out clad in their forest green blazers. In its homily, the assistant parish priest of St. John's Parish, Enyongwa, Reverend Father Cyril Akpan, commended the St. Patrick's College alumni for venerating their alma mater, which he said was established to perpetuate the humanitarian and apostolic services of priests of the St. Patrick's congregation in this part of the world. Reverend Father Akpan, however, admonished them to emulate the virtues of St. Patrick, especially that of love, forgiveness, and sacrificial services to God and humanity. Later, during a cocktail party, The chairman of the Uyo branch of the St. Patrick's College, Calabar Alumni Association, Chris Nkang, said their yearly commemoration of St. Patrick's Feast Day was a way of thanking God for the successes of St. Patrick's missionaries who brought Christianity and established renowned educational and health institutions, one of which was their alma mater, the St. Patrick's College, Ikodansa, Calabar. The chairman expressed gratitude to the St. John's Parish, Enion Fort, for hosting them on the 2015 Feast Day celebration, while thanking the old boys for turning out to the annual event.
What we've done today is what we've been doing every year, because the Feast of St. Patrick's is celebrated every year. Because the celebration is not even done here the way it's done in places like England, Ireland, and other countries of West.
Some notable old boys who spoke to AKBC News on the event included a retired controller of prisons who graduated from the college in 1958, and Justice Augustine Odokwo of the Akwa Ibom State High Court, a 1981 Sparkle graduate.
We hope to be able to do something as a group to immortalize the great work of the missionary priests who opened up.
And they have been able to make sure there is light in darkness by establishing the college. And the college made us what we are today.
Highlights of the Feast Day celebration included the rendition of St. Patrick's College anthem by old boys of the college.
Great and glorious St. Patrick, hearken to the prayers of thy children.
The St. Patrick's Day is a cultural and religious celebration held on March 17. The traditional death date of St. Patrick, the foremost patron saint of Ireland, who was born in Roman Britain, taken to Ireland as a slave, escaped, but later returned to convert Irish to Christianity. He is known to have established several churches, monasteries, hospitals, and schools.
In case you're just tuning in, it's Channel 45 News at dawn. A betting agency, Shobe 247, arrives the state. Details we can stay with us.
As election is approaching, I just want to make one appeal. My women, your mothers, the daughters, all of them are supporting our governor and the PD. When an election, they need to be protected. And it is only you that can protect them. We need to harvest our votes for all the PDP candidates.
You have done for us in Akwa Ibom State is for our benefit, is for our future, and the future belongs to us. And so, in appreciation as a token to what you've done for us, we are committed to stand by all the people that are carrying the flags of PDP who will vote and watch our vote and make sure that our votes are not tampered with. That is the only thank you we are going to offer you, Your Excellency.
Today, we are touched. I want to say all the youths should be humble and respect the leadership of Akwa Ibom State, and that leader is Barrister Godswill Obot Akpabio.
I went around all 31 local government areas campaigning. These were the faces I saw at the rally grounds. God will bless you in Jesus' name. And I want to tell the Akwa Ibom people that the next government is government of the youth, by the youth, and for the youth. On the day of election, go out early for accreditation. Go there and stand and protect your vote. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is coming back. Udom Emmanuel is taking over.
Godswill Akpabio is going there.
So good to have you back. A betting agency, Showbet 247, has arrived in the state. The agency, which has its offices at Eket and Uyo local government areas, aims at engaging the youth meaningfully. The Showbet 247 sports betting agency is in a carnival float around Uyo metropolis, entertained and sensitized the public about the services of the new business outfit and the advantages of investing in it. The team made a stopover at major roads, including Ikodepene and Oron roads. Addressing the onlookers, some staff of the company said the tour was to sensitize the people on the benefits of investing in betting business, which includes securing a better future by becoming self-employed. They also promised to support interested members of the public to establish their private businesses.
You're paying us to be an agent. What we just do is to make the proper documentation. After proper documentation, we give a thermal printer for free. The parameter, even if you go to the market, it costs 50,000, but you're paying just a security deposit of 10,000 free. It is empowerment. If you are a graduate or not a graduate, leaving school or you have not been to school at all, you can easily become your own boss, an entrepreneur.
For Nigeria to develop, so where we should actually be, we need to develop the entrepreneurship sector.
Mr. Michael Adeyemi of the Showbet 247 Sport Betting Agency explained that his company is reliable as it is committed to prompt payment of commissions and fast payout. Gifts including T-shirts and agency's inscriptions, notepads, handbands and barrel pens were given to people. Showbet 247 Sport Betting Agency is located at number 3 Hospital Road, Eket, and number 183 Ikodepene Road, Uyo. Qualities of mothers and their selfless efforts in meeting the needs of their families came to the fore few days back as pupils of Sanvi International School, Uyo, celebrated their mothers in a special way. The Mother's Day at Sanvi, which preceded Mothering Sundays, featured presentation from the children and some fathers who offered words of motivation and encouragement to their wives to continue to ensure the unity and progress of their families. Oruarekon has more.
Mothering Sunday is held on the 4th Sunday of Lent, exactly 3 weeks before Easter Sunday. To honor mothers and other mother figures, the management of Sanvi International School, Uyo, hosted mothers to a series of presentations thanking them for their impact in the family.
My very first step. Thank you for your delicious home cooking and for passing so much love and nutrition into my lunchbox day after day and year after year. Thank you for giving me everything I needed to grow up and fulfill my potential. Thank you for telling me I could grow up and be successful at anything I wanted. If only I believed in myself the way you believe in me. Mom, I can't tell you how much it meant. You know that I'll always try beside you, having me on to name my dream. You said with me all the values that make you so special. Kindness, forgiveness, honesty, persistence, thoughtfulness, and especially patience. You taught me all the important stuff about our work and my place in it. I learned everything thing that matters from watching you and listening to you. What I'm saying here, Mom, is that you are the foundation upon which my character is built, and I just want to say thank you. Frankly, Mom, I only wish I had more than one lifetime to repay the incredible debt I owe you. Thank you, Mother. Thank you for everything.
Welcoming mothers to the ceremony, the Chief Executive Officer of Sandvi International School, Mrs. Maria Stella Mpong, said a mother is the truest friend who guides her children through the trials of life. She described mothers as women on a sevenfold mission to their husbands, children, household, church, business world, nations of the world, and agents of change, advising them to add value to their children and encourage them to showcase their potentials to the world.
Discipline will help you sleep well in the night. Sunday mothers, we join the rest of the world to say that you are the best.
Advising mothers on the theme of the celebration, Set Your Child Up for Recognition, the wife of the Bishop of the Church of God Mission International, Uyo, Dr. Mercy Uba, urged them to teach their children about life, God, and the benefits of hard work and discipline.
Children are evidences that should stand to show that you make a little contribution to this world.
The chairman of the school's PTA, Barrister Imo, and Mr. Moses Esara encouraged the mothers to nurse and nurture their families to greatness.
Mothers are always employed by reason of what they do for our children. For the fathers,
the journey might be horrible, but your family is the best God has given to you. Protect it is like a garden. Water it, nurse it. There is a time for harvest.
Highlight of the ceremony was the 2015 Mothers Contest, during which Mrs. Edith Yonginyang emerged as Mother of the Year and was crowned by the Mother of the Year 2014, Mrs. Unyeme Uforinyang. The mothers also participated in a Mother's Day 2015 artwork, watched a playlet by some mothers, and cut the Mother's Day cake presented by the Mother of the Year 2014. Gifts changed hands while the mothers and their children took to the floor. Udwa Keko reporting.
Faithful of Great Faith Ministries International Incorporated have been charged to hold fast their Christian faith in their daily living. Reverend Umar Okwai gave the charge on the third day of this year's Rehoboth Convention at 25 Emco Lane, Uyo. Idara Bongse reports.
It was celebration galore as members of Great Faith Church continued to celebrate Girls' Macy's at the 2015 Rehoboth Convention. Bishop Demet Simon, while preparing the minds of members for the word, prophesied that the Lord will put smiles on their faces.
Friends, you have no choice. The Lord will visit you. There is a good news for you.
In his homily, the Reverend Umar Okwai, who drew his text from Exodus and other supporting biblical passages, defined favor as living and working in the presence of the Almighty God. Reverend Okwai charged Christians to discountenance what people say about them, noting that what matters most is their perception of themselves. He hinted that a person's identity defines who he is in life, not the locality he resides, and called on them to surrender their lives to Christ, which he noted is the sure way of creating wealth.
In your family, the really local tree of your family. That is what the gospel is all about. serve God and obey God, you become too dangerous for any enemy to handle. If you love God and serve God and obey God, what others are looking for you to look for you.
Beautiful tunes from various choir characterize the convention. Idaro Bongse reporting.
Less than 2 weeks before the presidential election, the Nigerian army has begun the final onslaught against Boko Haram. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu makes a fourth-term comeback and plans to immediately begin forming a new government. This and more in a national and foreign news segment with Mercy Ekere.
The Nigerian army is on the verge of total success as it has succeeded in repelling Boko Haram from most districts in the northeast. For over 6 years, Boko Haram had controlled 20 local government areas in the northeast. National Security spokesman Mike Omeri is optimistic that the remaining 3 local government areas of Abadam, Goza, and Kalabalje will be retaken from the Islamist insurgents before the elections. Bolivia has cancelled the friendly match with Nigeria scheduled for 26th March at the Akwa Ibom International Stadium, Uyo. Bolivian Football Federation President Carlos Chavez said their country is withdrawing to avoid any conflict or tense political situation that may arise as Nigeria prepares for the elections. Had the 26th March friendly been held as scheduled, Akwa Ibom-born goalkeeper of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Vincent Enyema, would have won his 100th cap, but may have to wait until Nigeria gets to play in a friendly against South Africa on Sunday, March 29. 32 new Ebola cases have been confirmed in Guinea at Fokaria Prefecture, close to the border with Sierra Leone. Anti-Ebola coordinator in the place, Abdurrahmani Bachili, said, while there are 3 newly reported deaths of Ebola patients in the region, people who have had contact with Ebola patients in the prefecture had risen to about 1,114. Israel's Likud party has won the country's general elections, with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu heading for a 4th term. According to the Likud party, Mr. Netanyahu plans to immediately begin forming a government in order to complete the task within 2 to 3 weeks. Mr. Netanyahu had vowed not to allow the creation of a Palestinian state. Meanwhile, Chief Palestinian negotiator Saib Erekat said Palestinians would step up their bid for statehood. Zionist Union leader Yitzhak Herzog, who had during campaigning accused Likud party of depressing Israeli standard of living and campaigned against Mr. Netanyahu's foreign policy, has congratulated the Prime Minister and wished him good luck. Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu, who is making a comeback, is Israel's longest-serving Prime Minister. An anti-austerity rally against the European Central Bank on the day the ECB's new headquarters was to be inaugurated in Frankfurt ended up in violence. Some thousands of protesters across Europe were involved in the rally. Cars were burnt, windows smashed, and stones were thrown at the police. Some 350 people have been detained. More than 88 policemen have been injured. According to the organizers of the rally, the main reason for the protest is that ECB is in Troika, and the Troika is responsible for the austerity policies that have pushed so many into poverty. Meanwhile, the inauguration of the new ECB headquarters has taken place despite the protests. Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff has vowed to step up the fight against corruption following an anti-government protest involving several thousands of people in different cities across the country. The protesters had also complained of a sluggish economy, rising tax, and high inflation. In response, President Rousseff said her government is in complete agreement with the demands of the people and has a clear determination to take measures that intensify against corruption.
For a news segment there with Mercy Ekere. You can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45UU or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. To end the news, a look at the top stories. The governor's wife, Ekaitu Norma Akpabio, has told women politicians to shun politics of rancor and bitterness. She gave the advice during her mobilization campaign at Ibionibum, Itu, Uruan, and Uyo local government areas. Also, State Advisory Council on Prerogative of Mercy has partnered with prisons authorities on areas of mutual interest. This took place when the body visited the State Controller of Prisons, Dr. Regina Akpan, in her office. That's our package this Thursday morning. Thanks so much for being there. May your day be good. Good morning.